the 5-ounce Aztec. Right, that's a bit of a beast. I had to build the fold and die and a couple of cones to accommodate it. Well, the first thing we got to do is fold the sucker. Now that's a hell of a chunk of silver, that. So, but I'm trying to keep the inside and the outside detail nice and sweet. So first thing I'm going to do is cover these cones and then go from there and anneal it. Cool, that's a chunk of silver to anneal. Right, be back in a minute. Under normal circumstances I would use a push-through stand, but as you can see we've got the it's already built in really for us with the plates we use. Right, level that out best as possible. Now I don't know if this sucker's going to be annealed enough. I've only taken it white heat, so this is just a tester. So far so good. It's gone off slightly, but on the whole doesn't look too bad. That's the start. I'll anneal that again and then I'll use the bigger cone, level that off. As it happens, it was quite lucky because it started to split my covering, but on the whole, look, no detail lost there whatsoever. Early stages, pucker. Level that up. Make sure it's nice and level. Back in like that. That's gone off, that has. But on the whole, still looking alright, but I'm slightly off. Now I need to build an SW die. Now I haven't built it because I didn't know what this would end up at. The size once it's folded. Now that's not a bad fold. Now could I have taken that anymore? They're starting to split there anyway, but it was alright. It was okay because it wasn't marking it. Detail, pucker. Couldn't be happier. That's not a bad fold for a 5-ounce coin, that. In fact, it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good indeed, actually. Oh yeah, damage to the die. Well, obviously nothing. Beautiful. Right, let's have a look. Let's get the beast. That's the Beast Deluxe I just used. Oh, and it's still not big enough to go in a 2-inch. So what is the diameter? Oh, easy, Tiger. That's just over 2 inches. Can I reduce that any more, or just use the SW? How much play have I got there? I've got heaps there, but I haven't got a cone to go down anymore. I need a bigger cone. Interesting, very interesting. We'll just bring that out now with an SW, so I don't want to reduce the top, just want to bring the walls out. That's nice, very nice indeed. Right, just going to go and build that. Now I was going to build an SW die to bring the walls out on this, but I've been looking at this folding die and I've got plenty of clearance there, so I reckon I might be able to get away with pushing down on this die, save an extra tool there. Any problem I got is the 56mm bar push rod is just, well, probably get away with it, but I don't want to go inside on a coin like this, so I'm gonna measure it up, and I think I've got about 2 or 3 mil on the 60 just to bed it in. So that's why I'm going to give it a go on that and save me building one. But I think it should have an SW die in the future. But I've been looking at the design of this die. I think I could probably fold with 5mm. If I put 5mm on the end of this die, and take this to around about 40mm, I think I could build the SW on the other side, so you'd fold, flip over, and basically have two tools in one. So basically I think I can get away with it without building one at this present time. So I'll just grease this up and we'll see what comes from it. That looks about right. Just want to get it reduced by a couple of mil just so I can use that 56mm bar, well, rod, bar, whatever you want to call it. Right, knock that off. Not gonna work. But it would be nice to have the two tools in one. Fold, flip over, bring the walls out. You don't want to stick cones through this if you don't have to, because you want to keep the detail. I'm going to get away with too much on that 60. That's why if the die was smaller, we get away with that, but I'm going to have to gamble now on this. So it should be all right. I'm going to check on that. So there's still plenty of room there. You can see that there. I've got plenty of room, but I haven't got a lot of. That's coming down all right. I'm gonna take that to the base. All right, here we go. Should be coming to the end of that. Right, now I'm going to need a die. It's done all right. The walls are a bit straighter, but I'm masking a lot. Let's have a look if I can. That's still too big for the beast. No, I need to build a die. There's no two ways about it. But now I've got the it says it's 2 inches, but it doesn't fit the beast. That's a bit confusing. That's 2mm over. Well, that's that then. So I'm gonna have to go and build one. Well, this is the shape I've got pushing down on the die to its maximum. But I couldn't take it any further really. So it's come to this shape. Now that's not bad. In fact, it's very nice. Now I've worked out that I'm going to have to use some cone system. Might use a couple from the Mona Lisa, or I might try the Dowrin, but to get that on to the first die on the bangle stretcher. Now, planned on using the bangle stretcher. I don't use it very often on this. I would normally go through the cone system all the way up to 50mm, but it's got so much meat on it, there's no way I'm going to split it on the bangle stretcher, and I think I could protect the detail better on the bangle stretcher. Now I'm going to need at least one cone to go through, and I think it's going to be the 40mm, maybe 45, just to get it onto my first die. But on the whole, looking good. Right, I'm going to have to build that SW. I'm putting it off. Remember, when you use your cones and you want to keep your inside deals, you got to wrap it. But you wrap it not around on the inside and all that. You wrap it like you see there, and then you put your electrical tape over the top. You go in, pull it, and pull it tight. See what I'm doing there? You go in, pull it, and Bob's your uncle. Right, that's how you do it. You don't wrap around or try and wrap on the inside, just pull straight off. You do it in and around. Right, I'll just finish this off. Right, I went off the idea of the SW die. Simple reason is it still wouldn't have given me enough leeway to go straight onto my bangle stretcher, so I've got to use the cone anyway. So I'm going to use the basic set with Dowrin ones. I'm hoping it's going to be strong enough to push through this silver. And remember, you always use your last push through spacer for your next size cone until you max it out, and then you can go on to your tapered spacers. See how it's expanding quite nicely, so the Dowrin will work. And I went straight on to 45. Should have really used 40, but it's working quite nicely. Well, that's maxed out. Go on to my next spacer. Plenty of room there. Make sure you, because they're angled, you get more of value for money out of them. But you also got the other side is a get out of jail card as well. Somewhere along the line, your spacers will be that size that you require. So you got two spacers in one. I think we're ready for the push through, and she's starting to, I'm thinking she's starting to need annealing, but I haven't got any making choice here now, so I can't anneal this while it's on there, so let's push the bugger through regardless. Right, let's have a push through doodah. That'll do. Use a punch. And she's through. Lovely jubbly. That's through, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Now, does it fit my first bloody die? Oh, good. Oh, yeah, look at that. Straight on there. Look, she's a beauty. No more. I say, under normal circumstances, I'd use the full set. I'd go from the first cone right up to the 50mm cone, especially on the 1 ounce coins, because your bangle stretcher stretches like a ring stretcher, and it will split your coin. But when you've got two ounces of silver, so, I mean, the meat is incredible. But that's lovely. I'll just take this off and I'll. Now that's it's going to be a serious cuff. Look at that. Look how thick that is. Look at that inside. 5 troy ounces, all details perfect. Now the reason I'm going to use my bangle stretcher, as I said before on this one, is because it's going to be easier to protect the inside on the bangle stretcher with a coin with so much meat on it than it is with cones. But that hasn't made any difference at all. I don't know if you can see in there the 999 there, 5 troy ounces. It actually weighs 4.7, so there was 3 grams with the middle taken out. Lost on that. But and I think I went a little bit big on I went a 1/2 inch in the middle. I reckon I could have got away with 20 mil. Yeah, there it is. And I need 2.37 to fit me, and that's on 45 because that was a 45 cone. So I need well, not a lot more to go on that, so let me work that out. Yeah, I'm over the moon with that, absolutely over the moon. If you can see that there. I didn't know whether to keep the 5 troy ounces on the outside, but there's small detail on that Aztec calendar, are they? I don't know whether they are. Well, who cares? But anyway, there you go. But that fits on quite nicely, as you've seen before. Well, it's not with the tape, but I might let that down. How many people own one of these, this design? How many do you think? I don't know. Quite a few in the group. Alright. Now I bet you, if you've used it, you get to the bottom of this first die, right? And yeah, you're done and dusted. You think, right, that's fine, that's lovely jubbly, right? and you get your second die, and it never fits on the top, does it? Too tight, you got to tap it on. So what I did was, and of course you can't tap it on if you've got detail to be saved. What I did is I took 20 degrees off the top. I lathed that off. So every single one fits on nicely, and that's with actually tape. So as you can see that, it fits on nicely without giving me any grief. Slipping off that. Anyway, that's me for tonight anyway. But I bet you yours doesn't fit on the top. You get to the bottom of the first one, second one. Because the bottom of the second one, third one, same thing again. You can't tap it. Nightmare, man, nightmare. Right. Anyway, what's the? I was gonna stretch that, and I haven't measured this. Yeah, I've got to go down to the bottom of that. And that needs annealing as well. I can feel that. It's not right, man. It's not right. So the top one doesn't. Look at that. I'll finish this tomorrow. But anyway, I'll bet you that. So what you do is you go to a machinist. You'll take. You can see the two different colours in the die there. That's the amount I took off there. 20 degrees, and you'll have no hassle whatsoever then. Well, that can stay on next. That's my next die for the morning. That is. Well, lovely jubbly. And there's the size, just like that. Right, as said about taking the 20% off the top of the dies. If you're in the UK and you've got this system and you want that done, just ship me the dies and I'll do that and ship them back to you. It's convenient, UK based. Now the issue of it is sizing it. I mean, this is the second die. The job keeping that bugger on because the plastic's taking, they're going to slip off. So what do I do? I don't want to lose the detail. Let me think. Right, I've got to sort something out here. Try a bit of monster tape. Still coming up a bit. Holding out quite well, that. Very good tape, that. Look at that is. Right, I've got to think of something here because I'm not happy with that. Now when you size up your wrist, something like that, just an old tailor's tape measure around your wrist, blah blah blah. Mine's 7.5, certificate to the actress. So you put 7.5 into your calculator, divide it by pi, which is 3.14, and the diameter will come out, which is the magic number. Your diameter is what is a cross. So if you want to, mine comes out at 2.38. So I've got a fair bit to go. Normally mine's round about the bottom of the second die. that's how to measure up your wrist for a cuff bangle. This is seriously like wrestling a crocodile, man. This 5 ounce. Oh, Jesus. So there we go, man. Like I say, I'm going to kneel that again. That's work hardened already, that. It's a lot of stuff. Right, here we go again. And that's on the pump. I won't go anymore, but let's do the read. Bring those walls out a bit. Right, what did that take it to? I want 2.38. That's 2.5. A couple more. I might use the next one. I won't bother filming that. You get the gist of what's going on here. So what I'll do is I might give that another twink. 2.35 is there, and then I'll be ready to cut, shape. Now you shape with one of these. It's just a bangle mandarin, or mandarins or whatever they fucking are. Get them off of eBay, $39.99, cheapest chips. But you won't be able to shape it properly without one, and that's fine. I've got oval dies for this set, but they're not quite right. The bend is not right on them, and I've still got to tap it around with that anyway, so I don't bother with them. And they're step dies, which is a nightmare, the oval ones, because you get to your stage, you can't go any further because there's a step. I've taken off the step on a few of mine, but I've got the rest to finish at a later date. But I don't use them, to be honest, like I say. I always use that. But that's that. That's it there then. That's pretty good. Good old size, that. Fucking hell, that 5 ounce, man. That is one hell of a bangle. Well, I hope it will be, but whew, inside detail. Yeah, that did the trick. The electrical tape stopped it from. Oh yeah, that's beautiful, man. Like I said, the walls are still going to come out, so I'm going to probably use the third die on the reed side to try and bring these walls out, or I might just get a large cone and bring them out that way. I'll decide later. Right, anyway, I'm having a cup of coffee and a break. Remember earlier on in the video when I pushed through to get it big enough to go onto the die with a 45mm cone? The results so far with the extensions and the expansion on the bangle stretcher, but that's the difference. So she's getting there without a doubt, and I'm more impressed with the detail on the inside, and that hasn't been touched at. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to have to do some cleaning up in the inside of this reed, that's without a doubt. But like I said earlier, I'll just finish another couple of, I'll kneel it first, I'll expand it a little bit more on the third die, and then cut. Well, I've got to be careful here because don't want to lose any single detail. I can cut in between the 5 Troy ounces and then the 999. I don't. Oh no, that's in the face. I'll do it the other side. Right, I've got to go. Yes, the missus banging on the wall. A nice cup of coffee. Right, cheers. And I said when I was doing the bangle stretcher that I'd probably wanted to bring the walls out, so I'm going to just use this cone for that purpose. And because I want to clean up the reed on the inside and the outside, and I'm going to use a lathe. Now, you don't need a lathe. A Dremel's just as just as good. You get more consistency with a lathe. Now the other day on the site, someone said about he was put his ring into his chuck. Very, very painful. No, and it had a slight wobble on it. He was saying about how to make it run true. But you got to remember, if your billet or whatever material you want to call, or whatever you want to call it, going into a chuck, and that's not true, it's going to give you that wobble, man. So you're going to have to. So the straighter you can get your material, the better. As far as I'm concerned, that'll do me. See how the walls are nice and straight. Not bad. Can't beat the cone system, I'm telling you, it's absolutely fantastic. It's been on a bangle stretcher. I don't know, some people use these silly pipe expanders, but they'll live to regret that, because the splitting on those things are unbelievable. Now I'm a little bit short of space here, man. I don't know if I'm going to get this bugger out without building a bigger. No, it's not going to happen. I'm going to have to build a bigger doodah. No, I'm not. Am I? Is that going to go through? I don't think that's big enough. I haven't got enough to test it with. Let's just have a look. That might just do it. Don't think it will. Ah, fuck it, I knew it wouldn't. I'm in a pickle here. I've got to build another one. Ah, fuck it. I've got to build another spacer. Oh, hold on. Oh, you beauty. No, oh, what a bastard. It might give me enough. So I'm going to try it. Yeah, hold on. No, that won't work. No. I'm going to try this. I don't need a lot in it. We're jamming in my die, but I'm going to push that out. Perfect. Save me messing around. Right. Now look at that. Walls are straight as perfect. Then I'll just straighten them up when I tap it around, but that's just so I can get it in the lathe. Might wobble a bit, not 100%, but it'll do. Right, got away with that. Right, now I've got to drink this cup of coffee, and I've got to take the missus down the doctor's. Right, so I'll be back to finish off. Well, I've got to do this before I cut it, obviously. Now this, I'm doing this on the lathe, whatever it is. Now, as I was saying before, that person with his ring, and then he had a wobble on it, whatever it is. It's only as good as the a 3-jaw chuck is only as good as the material you're sticking into it. The chuck is true, but this isn't true. No two ways about it. That is not dead straight. So you've got to take the good with the smooth on that department. You want to get it more accurate. A 4-jaw chuck is what you really want, because you can adjust it from section to section. They're very, very accurate, but they're a bit of a pig to set up. And if you've only got a kiss-me-ass little job, it really isn't worth it. But if you're doing job after job after job on the same size, they're fine. They're incredibly accurate, the 4-jaw. 3-jaw, you get what you get. So you might have a slight wobble. So you're going to have to do that. Now, doing this on the lathe is a luxury. It's not a necessity. You can do it with your Dremel. You can do it with your Fordem or whatever they call it, the American version, whatever it is. Nothing wrong with it at all. But like I say, I do it on the lathe because we've got the lathe. At the end of the day, it's not a necessity. You can build this 5-ounce cuff bangle with just a cone system. You don't need all fancy equipment. This is no different to a 1-ounce copper, 1-ounce silver. It's just larger, more meat to it. But now I've got to be very, very careful here, and always work inwards. Don't work from behind the chop, always work inwards, because this is I can't afford to lose that detail there. I've got to be very, very careful. Because the detail more or less is touching there, and that I've got to take my time on this. Get your buff and stick, half moon one. Perfect shape. Like I say, if I cut it, I can't use the lathe. I'll have to use a Dremel on it. Now Dremel's fine, you've got to have control over the Dremel as well. Nice and steady, lock your arm off. Wire wall. So you can see a slight wobble because it's not true. Better, but not good enough. And also be careful with your wire wool as well. It is pure silver. You can wear away your detail if you're too heavy-handed. Now, identical with the outside of the reed. You lock it off on your boffin stick. Straight as possible. Again, not necessary. You can do this with a Dremel. Like I say, this is a luxury, not a necessity. This is no different to building a 1 ounce. Just got that extra bit of meat, that's all. A lot of silver to push around as well. That'll do for the time being. Right, now then I'm going to cut it. I'm going to use an electric cutter on this. Well, I can cut it by hand, but it's too physical for me. I'm going to use electric cutter, mark my size, cut, then shape, and then she's done. Well, it's all tarted up. The inside's done. Outside of the reed, done all the work before I cut it. That's a little bit out of shape there, but I'll tap that round because right, that's about right. With the cut, it should be fine. Now I'm going to cut this, as I say, with something like this. Now, this is a luxury, not a necessity again. You can get away with a hand saw, no problem at all. It's just a bit more work involved. But I'll opt for that because I've got one, so I'll use it. And apart from that, I don't think I need to film that. I think you've got the gist how to make a bangle. Well, you knew that before. Make sure you, if you're going to use a electric cutter, just make sure you grease it up and that for your blade. Lasts longer. Right, that's apart from that, that's fantastic. Right, and I'll shape it, I'll cut it, shape it, size it, and then all done, finished. Hey, here it is. Yeah. Not bad, is it? Not bad looking. That's a nice cuff. That's a nice chunk. From that to that. I'm well happy with that. Inside detail, pucker. Yeah. Very nice. Nice bit of jewellery that. It's top drawer stuff that. It's nice. I say top drawer, it's alright, it's pretty good, but there's people out there who can do a lot better than that probably, but that's nice that. I'm happy with that. Right, I'm going to post the results and make your own mind up. Cheers, big ears.